Hey y'all, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with the message for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. This is just going to be a general love message, so whatever I see is what I'm going to read. And if you haven't already, I would like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe and become an official Sunflower. To all of my returning Sunflowers, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you and for the opportunity to read for you because I really enjoy this stuff, you guys. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, we start the reading today with the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Cups. There's some sort of illusion that's being shattered, and I feel like this might be in your best interest. When I first started pulling the cards for the reading, I was like, oh, somebody's hating from outside the club. Somebody is looking at this happy, loving relationship and trying to sabotage it, poke holes in it. And then as the cards kind of came out and the story kind of progressed, I realized, oh, this might be you. You might be trying to get past the illusion of this happy family, everything being perfect. The sun's always shining, the birds are always chirping, there's rainbows and all this sort of stuff. This might be what the person that you are connected to wants you to believe or wants you to see or wants you to buy into in some way. But you've recently gotten clarity on this situation or on this relationship. Now, they may have done something to betray you. They may have done something that broke your trust that you found out about, that caused this that pushed all of this stuff forward, right? You may have realized that this is not somebody that you can trust, you can lean on, that you want to be with. And maybe this is like a bunch of little tears, this might be death by 1,000 cuts, okay? And what I mean by that is like, this person may have been slowly letting you down, slowly disappointing you, slowly betraying you, just over and over, time after time. This is something that has really eaten away at the foundation of your relationship. If it was in fact built on a strong foundation, which it may not have, right? This person may have sold you a dream early on. This person may have even believed that they were capable of bringing you that dream. I do see you in a committed relationship with this person and kind of going through this metamorphosis on your own, and maybe asking yourself if this relationship still fulfills your needs, your desires, what you want out of this, right? I just see this being a situation in which you might be saying, I can do bad all by myself. Like, I don't need this person to continue lying to me, backstabbing me, cheating on me, whatever the case may be. I do feel like it is something that is severe enough, because I don't think you take commitment or relationship lightly. And I think honestly, that's probably the reason why you've stayed in this situation so long. Your card in tarot is the Hierophant. I don't know how familiar you are with tarot or not, but every zodiac sign has a card assigned to it. Yours is the Hierophant. This card literally represents marriage. It also represents, divine masculine connection to God and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I think so many people related to marriage. Even when you look at the card, I think these are two masculine energies. So don't take it to heart or take it too personally. But you see these two people kind of coming under the hand of this representative of God or representative of spirit. And to a lot of people, that looks like the bringing two people together under the hand of God through marriage. Okay, so your card is literally associated with marriage, okay? Associated with higher levels of commitment, higher levels of wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. So I said that to say this. I don't necessarily feel like you're the kind of person who is frivolous when it comes to commitment. I think when you commit yourself to somebody, you are down for the ride. And I think that this person in some ways just may have taken you for granted over time. Maybe the spark died. Maybe they felt like that was an excuse to play with your heart or play with your mind or do things that were inappropriate. Maybe it was you doing inappropriate things in this relationship. I just kind of see that this connection has gotten to a point where you might start to feel, or where you're starting to feel, that it is more unhealthy than it is healthy. Okay. How do you mend this? How do you fix this? I'm not sure, because I kind of see you being very settled on the idea of walking away from this. A lot of you guys might feel like you're taking a step backwards in life. Like, we're all supposed to be married and settled down with great careers and having kids with happy families and doing all of this stuff, right? Kind of that reiterating that Ten of Cups energy. That's what we're supposed to do. And you kind of met all of your milestones as you were kind of going along. And now you're at a point in your life where you're considering separating yourself from someone who's a part of those milestones, right? And to me, once again, it's reiterating this idea of marriage or long-term partnership. So if you are not currently in or currently separating yourself from a marriage or a long-term partnership, this message is definitely not for you. And I like to clarify when the message comes through strong, just so the person who it's really for can really dial in and understand what spirit is trying to communicate with them. You might be feeling like you're taking steps backwards, right? Because you've already hit these milestones. You've done all the things that you were supposed to do. You lived your life the right way. You did everything in order. You know what I'm saying? And that's up to your own personal morals, values, and beliefs. But that's how you feel. And now you feel like you might be regressing or taking a step backwards by choosing not to be in this relationship. I do see somebody might be pregnant or somebody might be getting pregnant very soon with the Empress card here. This is Libra energy as well as Taurus energy. But kind of this is where the energy ends up for me. Okay. This is every spread has kind of a natural flow. And this is where the energy ends up with the Empress. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, if you don't want to have an anchor baby, if you don't want to be a baby mama or a baby daddy or whatever, wrap it up, play safely. Okay. But also, I just feel like if you are already in that situation, you feel like you would give this child a healthier environment or could give this child a healthier environment. And you could already be a parent, right? Specifically a mother. You feel like you can already give this child a better environment, a healthier environment if it's not around this person. Okay. You might feel like this person is slowly becoming toxic to not only you, but to all of the relationships in your life that they touch. Okay. You might feel like this person is just becoming so unhealthy that you cannot in good conscience stay with them or stay around them. Okay. What I will say that this person is willing to say whatever they can say in order for you to stay bound to them. Okay. I'm not, let's clarify a little bit before I go any further. I want to clarify this 8 of Swords, please, for Taurus. Okay. So 2 cards came out. We got the 4 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. To me, this is talking about like future faking, right? This is somebody who promised like, oh, we'll have this and that. And I can't wait to get married. And I can't wait to give you everything. And I can't wait to. And like just, oh, we'll save this for later. Or we'll do this together later. Or we'll have this together later. And it just never came. Like later never comes. Okay. You might be in long-term partnership trying to figure out when are we getting married? And like, when are we going to actually make it official? When are we going to sign the paper? When are we going to do these things that need to be done in order for us to move on to the next phase of our life? And this person might be dragging their feet or just like, oh, we'll get married when the time is right, but the time is never right. Or we'll have kids when the time is right, but the time is never right. It's like this sort of thing. They're willing to promise you things that they don't ever feel like they have to actually deliver on just to keep you bound to them, just to keep you, because they understand that they're not your last stop. Okay. This person understands that they're not your last stop. You can have somebody if you want somebody. Okay. You are not ruined for anybody else. And there's somebody out there for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. Multiple people out there for everybody. Okay. So this is not a situation in which you walk away from this person, you leave this person, and then you're single for the rest of your life. Even though I don't really see you minding that, honestly, I don't think you would mind at this point. I think you feel like I'm better off on my own. I just want to do this on my own. I just want to take care of my kids. I just want to take care of myself. And that's all I want to focus on. I don't want to keep being bogged down by this relationship. And I feel that. I understand that. Okay. I get that. And I just feel like this person might be willing to say things that would try to make you feel guilty or play on your emotions a little bit so that you would be willing to stay past your own better judgment. Okay. It's past your own better judgment. But the reason why I say that it's not going to work, even if it has in the past, is because of this energy that we have. Okay. I see you in this 2 of Wands energy. That's how you're coming up in the spread. That's the central or the center card. I don't know why I can get that. That's the center card on the spread. That's how you're showing up, is this 2 of Wands energy. The world in your hands. You're ready to move forward. You've already made a decision. You already feel strongly about your choice. You already feel like you're ready to take the next steps on the path ahead. And I don't think anything that this person can say or do can stop you. They are in denial, though. And they will continue to be in denial for a while until they really accept it. Okay. They're going to have to get to a place where they fully accept that you have moved on, that you are moving on. For example, for those of you who have actually already separated yourself from this person, you've already moved out, you got all your stuff, you guys have co-parenting agreements drafted up, you're on a different track, you're on a different path, you're doing your own thing, you've really moved forward with the separation. This person still thinks that they can still talk you into coming back, or that they still have some sort of leverage over your mental space or something like that. This person in the future is going to realize how much your life has blossomed, how much better things have gotten since you have created that space between yourselves and them. Look at the contrast in these cards. These cards are from the future energy, the immediate future, based on if everything stays the same right now, right? I see you in the Empress energy. I see them in this Ten of Swords. That's how it's going to end up. If this person keeps trying to play games, to manipulate, deceive, talk you into things that aren't really for you, they're going to end up in this Ten of Swords energy, heartbroken, devastated, maybe even feeling betrayed themselves. Maybe they feel like you've let them down as well. You've disappointed them as well because you aren't making good on the promise that you made them. Isn't that the funny thing? People who lack integrity always use integrity as leverage. Hey, I know I've lied to you. I've cheated on you. I've told you things that weren't true, or told you things that I made promises to you that I never made good on and have no intention on making good on, but you broke your promise to me. So we're even. You left, so we're even now. Let's just come back together and let's sort this thing out. But that's not the same. It's not the same thing. So don't ever let this person guilt you into believing something that is just absolutely not true like that. The Empress. Let's clarify the Empress energy for Taurus. Those came out immediately. We have the Star at the bottom of the deck. This is Aquarius energy, as well as the King of Swords and the High Priestess. Okay, that's masculine air sign energy coming through Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You guys, you are at a place in your life where you are willing and ready to cut anything off that doesn't keep you here in this space, in this energy, feeling abundant, feeling beautiful, feeling empowered, feeling like your most feminine and surrendered self. Anything that takes you out of that feeling, anything that jeopardizes that feeling, anything that gets in the way of you fully loving on yourself, it's got to go. The King of Swords, he is not playing no games. It doesn't matter what body you're in. This is the King of Swords. He ain't playing no games. He is willing and ready to cut any and everything off. Okay, and intuitively with the High Priestess here, you know when something's for you, you know when it's not for you. Okay, you know when you make this choice, when you make this decision to move forward, that your life is going to improve, that and if you wanted confirmation that you were making the right choice, if this has resonated with you so far, you absolutely are. I see you moving into a much more empowered and abundant energy represented here by this Empress energy. And not only that, not only is your physical world and your inner world going to blossom with love and compassion and grace for yourself and for others and all that kind of great stuff, you're also going to be somebody who knows how to enforce your boundaries. If you've been too lax and too long, anybody who's been getting over is going to feel it. Okay. This is also upgrading your level of intuition and things like that. You're going to be a lot more spiritually grounded and spiritually connected as well. So this is all around a very well-rounded choice that you're making. And also, if you're worried about what other people might think or what other people might say, because you guys maybe put forth this kind of picture perfect image about what your life was going to be like or who you guys were as a couple, don't worry about that. Okay. I feel like the best that you can do is project the image that you want to maintain. And if that falls apart, it falls apart. But at least you're always being optimistic. At least you're putting it out there. This is the kind of energy that I want. This is the kind of energy that I want to maintain. This is the kind of energy that I want to stay in. Okay. Even if that energy is not reflected in your current circumstances right now, you will connect to that sense of love and that sense of joy and abundance that you've been trying to reconnect to. And I feel like this person was maybe slowly draining the life out of you for as long as you guys were together. Even though there were some really happy times, even though y'all have some really great memories together, even though y'all may have created children and a family together, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. There are things about this person, about this connection that you cannot continue to ignore. This is your energy, right? That you cannot continue to ignore. And you feel like you might be better off doing things on your own for your own. And I can really appreciate that. All right, Taurus, this is what I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Comment below if this resonated with you and go ahead and like so I can continue to connect with your energy, and I will be with you guys next time.